So I'll be honest, I've been holding off on making this video since chopping my hair. Doing YouTube is super, super scary. Um, it's a lot more anonymous for viewers than like Instagram and Facebook are. So people can be not very nice, and it's scary to make a huge change and then let over 10,000 people be the judge of that change. And so that's just me being super transparent with you guys as usual. But like I was gonna do this video holding a selfie stick and my hand was like shaking. So if you've been following me for the past month, you know everything that went on with the DevaCurl and how my hair was flourishing after a big chop that I did last April using the products, and then almost at exactly the 1 year mark of from my big chop back in April this year, there was just this slow decline in hair health without a change in the products that I was using. And I didn't know what could be going on. I blamed it on humidity. Everyone was like, it's too much moisture, too much protein, not enough moisture. I tried like everything, and finally, about 2 months ago, a little bit less, figured out that the products I was using were the most likely cause of the damage that was happening to my hair and the hair loss I was having at the scalp, and discovered a community of a ton of other people who were experiencing the same thing. Some who had thought that maybe it was the DevaCurl products, others that didn't consider that and were maybe still using them even and had blamed it on hormones or anything else. And then as soon as they changed the products, their hair and their scalp started getting better. So it has been a heavy journey this past 2 months. I really took it upon myself to raise awareness of this issue because companies doing a product recall is a really extensive process. DevaCurl would have to go through so many legal steps, and the FDA here in the US, which is the Food and Drug Administration, for those of you who live in other countries, is really relaxed about regulation, and way too relaxed. So they don't do any regulating before products come to market, especially cosmetics. And I mean, even there was just news about, and maybe it's not that new, but we just recently found out about Zantac, which is like a heartburn medicine, having a carcinogen chemical in it. And Zantac, like, they took their product, they recalled it in Canada, but they didn't recall it in the United States. So I don't know what's up in the United States that like our health and is not as important or something. But in my opinion, cosmetics, because we put them on our body and our body absorbs them, it should be regulated just like anything else that we consume. So like food and drugs. So I hope that will change someday. For now, all I can do is use my voice to raise awareness so that I can help more people, become aware so that they can consider the possibility that it could be their products. And really any product can change over time. It can change with extreme heat. So we just need to be mindful of when we're using something and our hair or our scalp is changing. If it's not a positive change, then pause, take a look at what you're using, try using something else and see if it gets better, and then go from there. Obviously, if it's something that's affecting you internally, affecting your skin, seeing a physician and a specialist in that department is important too. And I did those things, and my doctor told me I'd never been healthier in my life, and it looked like it was something that I was applying to my hair and my scalp. So the damage was severe. I tried you guys' suggestions. I tried the Apogee treatment. I'd say that probably improved how it looked and felt the most. But it didn't repair my curl pattern. There was still so much just straw-like damaged hair. And I only stopped the products a little less than 2 months ago. And my regrowth is only, our hair only grows about half an inch a month on average. So I decided I wanted all of it gone. I felt like I couldn't put my personal connection to this situation behind me without getting rid of that hair. I was tired of having so much breakage that I was having to sweep my floor every single day, finding hair all over me. And yeah, it was just frustrating, and I was ready to just start over. Hair is super important to how we feel for most of us, but because I work with so many women trying to help them gain confidence in their hair no matter what place it's at, that's really helped me in my own journey and accepting like when things have to change or they change without me knowing that they're going to change. Unexpectedly, to be able to accept that and be like, okay, this is the next chapter. Let's think forward. How can I be happy now? And how can I be happier moving forward? And how can I use anything that's difficult to create a strength that can help other people? So, Dennis and I went to Utah last week, and we met my friend Amber Pearson. She does curly and wavy hair in Salt Lake City. And Amber's pretty awesome. She is contributing a little bit to cracking the curl code when it comes to, we're going to talk about how climates affect your hair. And I've never lived anywhere dry before. My lips are still recovering from that trip. No matter how much you put on them, it seems that they just dry out. But I didn't really have to worry about my hair, because the first thing we did when we got there was we cut our hair. Actually, Dennis kept his hair long. He helped me and Amber out. We both cut our hair. First, going at it ourselves, and then him making it look good. And Amber did not need to cut her hair. She had some color damage, but she just said to me, when I was talking to her about a month ago, and I was like, we had already planned this trip, and I was like, my hair, like we video chat like every week. And I was like, gosh, this is just, I'm so over it. Like I might just cut it off. And she was like, if you want to, I'll do it with you. I've kind of always wanted to do that. I've always said that I'm going to do it at some point in my life. And so she chose that point to be with me on my trip there. And thank you, Amber, because it made it so much better. Everything is better and easier when you're not alone. So that's how I feel about being so vulnerable with you guys and sharing some things that are often uncomfortable for me, is that if at least one person watching is like, I've experienced that too, I'm going through that too, that feeling of like, even if no one physically around you gets it, I get it. And I also understand a lot of situations I haven't personally been through, just because I work with so many different people in solving and their not only hair concerns, but also really personal issues surrounding hair, because it's not just hair. There's so many racial and societal issues that make hair bigger than what it is, right? We don't talk about nails the way we talk about hair. Really nothing else that we don't really like work for do we talk about as much. Like I'd rather someone compliment me on like my physical fitness than my hair, because I have to work really hard to be in shape. But general knowledge of what healthy hair needs can make it so that everyone can have healthy hair. So almost done with cracking the curl code, the book that's going to come out. It's going to be a reference guide. I am plugging it right now because I'm working really hard on it, on top of being in the salon, on top of trying to keep up with all the different social media channels that I'm on right now, which I do completely alone, besides the two amazing women, Basie and also Gina, who helped me out with my Facebook groups. They have been amazing, but still, it's a lot. So this book has been a mission and a half. The whole DevaCurl crap was a massive distraction from it. But I will say that suffering that kind of damage from hair products versus typical causes of damage was very eye-opening in a very kind of scientific way, because hair is something that can be affected by chemicals greatly. And so I learned a lot that I'm able to then contribute to the book, because the more that I can share, the more I can empower other people to feel like, okay, no matter what happens to my hair, I am in control. I know what's going on. And when you know what's going on, you're able to take control and try to fix. Oh yeah, Shadow, get him. guard dog problems. Hey. I don't think anybody's here. But so then you're able to really take control of your hair, and if you suffer damage that's not repairable like mine wasn't, you're able to have the confidence to say like, okay, I've got to start over, but now I learned something and I know what not to do in the future so that my hair can flourish this time around, because you don't know what you don't know. So sometimes we do things to our hair that we didn't know was going to damage it. But when you have the education to understand common causes of damage and prevention for those things, then you're able to, at least moving forward, know, how do I diagnose if my hair is healthy or not? And how do I keep it from becoming unhealthy? And if it is unhealthy, what are the things I can do to make it as healthy as possible until I'm ready to necessarily maybe start over if that's what's required. So not all unhealthy hair has to be cut off. There are treatments for hair that is not completely destroyed. Now, a destroyed cuticle cannot be brought back to normal function, and that hair, to be healthy again, has to be cut off. So that was the point that my hair was at, except for the root area. Decided to cut it. Amber colored it for me, lightened it a little bit with a high lift color, which I'm going to be talking about safest practices for doing color in the book. But high lift is a great alternative to bleach. For most people, it's not going to get you to a really light blonde, but it's a lot more gentle than using bleach as lightener. So we used that first. It brought my hair to more of like a warm, dark blonde, maybe even light brown, you could call it. And then we did a semi-permanent purpley pink on top. And I just felt like doing something fun. When I was in high school and getting ready to go to college, I was very funky and I always wanted to do fun stuff with my hair. My parents were like, you're not going to get into college with fun colored hair, and you can't be successful in life if you have anything like that's out of the normal. And I'm in a job now where I can do whatever I want with my hair and my clothing, however I want to express myself. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something funky and do a fun color. And I still am recovering from the hair loss at the scalp. So I actually finger combed my curls down like this to help hide some of the bald spots. There's no styling product in my hair right now. I just rinsed it this morning with water in the shower. But there is still thinning in certain areas. It's definitely filled in more, but it's not back to 100%. So what I do is I just kind of go like this to fill those gaps in as much as I can. But having it a little lighter color also makes those spaces a little less noticeable. So I probably won't keep up with color as it grows out, and I am thinking about growing it out mostly for the purpose of being able to go through that on video with you guys. When I started the channel back in late January, early February, I was already past the kind of awkward phases my hair was like to hear about. And there's so many different things that happen as you're growing out your hair from a really short chop like this that can be difficult adjustments. So if I can teach you how to get through those phases, if I can try different products within the realm of things that I'm comfortable putting on myself, and that helps you guys, then great. So we can start to talk a little bit more about product. And there are a lot of great things out there. Now I am open to trying new things because I was married to DevaCurl only for my own choice, because it was doing such wonderful things for my hair and my clients for so many years. But that relationship is officially over. It didn't end very well, unfortunately, but it means that it's time to move on and play the field a little bit, right? Okay, so until my hair gets a little bit longer, right now, it's at a length I can't do much product trial and tell you too much about that. But Dennis, his hair is like to here now, my husband Dennis, Mr. Curl Ninja, and we're gonna start doing tutorial Tuesdays. So Tuesdays are already a day that we have taken out of the salon to work on other projects like the book, and we got a selfie stick, so we don't even need a videographer. You guys know we don't really have the time and the budget to make it a whole big production, but we do have each other, and I figured out something that we can do. So using a selfie stick, Dennis can hold it and I can demo different products and different methods on him. And the beauty of that is when you see me do something on Dennis, and explain to you the technique that I'm using and how I got that result, ideally you're not going to expect to look like Dennis when you're done with it on your own hair. And I think that will increase the level of satisfaction with the look that you create on yourself, because a lot of influencers and bloggers are so incredibly beautiful. And even if you're just as beautiful as them or even more beautiful, which you are, it's all about how you see yourself. We tend to see other people as more than ourselves for no good reason, except that maybe we admire them, right? And we should admire ourselves in that same way. But I think that a lot of the time a method or technique can be disappointing in the outcome because you don't feel you look as perfect as the person who did it and who demonstrated it to you. So, or maybe it just like wasn't the right style for you. So sometimes when clients would bring in inspiration photos, especially for color and also for cuts, sometimes you gotta cover the face on the photo, or even like for color, turn it upside down and cover the face. Like, do you really like this color? Because I think that we take other people in as a whole and we're like, wow, that person as a whole is so beautiful. And if I can make my hair like hers, maybe I will feel that way about myself the same way. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing for you. So we really need to try to move away as an online hair community from like curl envy and from trying to be anything but ourselves. That's really what embracing your hair in its natural state is. It's accepting what comes out of your head as it is. And there's so much intense manipulation for photos and for videos that goes on behind the scenes that sets really unrealistic expectations. So our videos might be a little bit longer, but they're not going to crop out parts of the process that are really important. And they're not going to make you think that you can do something in 5 minutes that in reality takes 25 or 30. So, I think that it's to really learn that, really seeing the step by step is really valuable. And it's not for everyone. If you like 3 to 5 minute videos to show you how to do something, and because that's all you have time for, then that will be probably not our channel. Unless we can find a way to do that. But for now, it will be really showing you what we do, how we do it, how I do it in the salon on actual clients. And we will see where everything goes from there. So I just wanted to thank you guys for your support. This can be super, super hard. I feel so exposed all the time. I feel even more exposed now without my curls. And it's so hard, but I've gotten so many. I don't want to say it's so hard to cut your hair off. That's not what I mean. It's so hard to put yourself out there and know, like, here come the comments, or, I get emails like people are talking bad about you on Facebook again. And I'm like, don't show me. I don't want to see it. I'm here to help you guys. So I hope you see that. And unfortunately, those who will find something bad to say will always be able to find something. Those who talk about strangers in a negative way will always find something because it makes them feel better, I think. And so I have to remind myself that it's not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of the person saying the mean thing. So if any of you have been cyberbullied in any sort of way, and critical remarks are bullying, if you wouldn't say something straight to a person's face, then you shouldn't say it online. And if you're not sure of how you're going to say what you're writing is going to come off kind or not, maybe try saying it out loud first. Or better yet, make a video of yourself saying it and try to understand how that might come across. I appreciate the support, and I would hope that if you don't have anything nice to say, that you just don't say it. And that's towards me, and that's towards anybody else out there that you might be watching and that you might be interacting with online, even other people in your Facebook groups. Let's just try to be a little bit more kind. So that's my 2 cents on that. Didn't cry. Cool. I have to go to work now at the salon. I'm here in Orlando for the week. I will be opening more Orlando dates soon for those of you who have been wanting them. So the place to get updates on where I'll be as far as doing hair is on Instagram. So even if you just make one just to get alerts about that kind of stuff, you know, I know that not everyone's on all social media, but I also can't put things on all social media at once all the time until I have someone to help manage me or something like that. So at the Curl Ninja, that's my Instagram account. That's where you can find that information and also see before and afters of my work that I do in the salon. Because really, I feel that my talent, or like, you know, my gift that I get to share with other people is actually this ability to work with natural textures and create shapes. I can see shapes that aren't there yet. The knowledge that I've gained from working doing that is the information that I share with you. And I don't want that to be, it's not a gift, it's not a talent that I have that I know those things. It's just knowledge that I've gained. So the purpose of creating Cracking the Curl Code was to end this channel and Facebook, everything is to work towards my goal of what Dennis and I know being common knowledge for consumers, stylists, for everybody. Just simplify it, because that's really the only way to break away from very exhausting cycles of trying and buying all the time, and really just be like, okay, I got this. I own my hair. It doesn't own me. And I'm going to just let go a little bit and love it. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. Hopefully within the next less than 2 months, we're going to be doing that book announcement. So we're going to be having a launch party in Orlando too. So for information about all that stuff, make sure you go to Instagram and or shoot me an email, and I can make sure that I'll create some kind of, well, I have the book update list, the Curl Ninjas with an S.com. On there, you can add your email to the book update list. So once we have some solid dates, I'm going to be pushing out some announcements through the email list and also sharing more information with you guys. So, all right, gotta go. Have an amazing day.